time it's a bit of a flex pick. Could be for ZDZ in the top side, but it also could be for Care, so it's difficult for AL to answer.
Now hear me out. I would love this Aurora to go mid lane and see Milky Way on something like the Kindred. Because when you're mixing AP in the mid lane, then you're inevitably going towards something like an AD or a setup champion in the jungle. Now, I wouldn't necessarily want to see Milky Way onto something like a facilitator. If he has to, he can go towards a Sejuani or a Maokai. But I'd love to see his Kindred coming up. Or Viego. That's also a very great pick.
It's along the same lines, right? It's along the same lines.
Yep. Yeah, you have Leona as well. Every single time I see Viego locked in, I'm like, okay, what is the value of all those champions dying on the other side? And I only have to say Leona. Leona's the first one engaging. He managed to kill her. There is so much follow-up.
This has been a bit of a Shanks special on the other side as well. The Yone for Shanks is a very comfortable champion for him. One of the mid laners that was most keen to pick this pickup early on when AD junglers were coming on in. He's shown some real potency on the pick. We'll see how it does into an Aurora lane, though. That'll be the question. The Croc up top for ZDZ, and potentially some top lane bans for FPX.
I was wondering if they were gonna ban the Jax away. I see so much scaling in general on the set of AL, and seeing specifically the Yone right here that can side lane together with a Jax that scales equally as much in the late game. FPX will not be able to control side lanes that easily. So let's see if ZDZ will see fit to ban Alice Jax away. However, right here, we're also looking at the AD carries, which there's no many left. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 already banned out from both of these teams. And now we're looking at things like, of course, the Ezreal and the Kai'Sa that have been rising into prominence, especially when other AD carries are being banned out. And looking how AL are all in champions, Ezreal, Kai'Sa, both fit the bill so well.
There goes the Nasus again. And remember, AD carry not locked in for AL. Ziggs was banned last time. It's something that Hope does love to play. His Varus is gone, but the Ashe also gone. It does feel like Ziggs is the open spot for AL. But a Kennen locked in with AP on the top side, you wouldn't expect a Ziggs to come through.
Ooh, AL, all hands on deck. In terms of team fighting, again, very, very easy and clear setups in terms of vision on how you want to play those fights. And FPX locking in a very aggressive bot lane in the likes of Kai'Sa plus Rell. Now, of course, Leona can very easily aggress on that as well. And Ezreal does get, quote-unquote, countered by Kai'Sa, especially in a 1v1 isolated scenario. But usually you want to be locking in an Ezreal if you want to play towards the other side of the map. And seeing as you have Kennen and Yone, you definitely want to be accelerating those champions into that mid to late game.
I think one of the big things as well in this bottom lane is Doctum, absolute specialist on the Kai'Sa. This is definitely one of the picks he's most comfortable on. 8 games this split, 75% win rate. On the other side, you know, Ezreal's very popular, but Hope, only 4 games on the pick, and he's not won a single one of those games. I'm sure he's a proficient Ezreal, but so far, the record hasn't necessarily shown it in terms of game wins. Now, AL have been struggling in Group Ascent to get those game wins, so maybe that's just that they were up against BLG or something. But we'll have to wait and see what kind of performance we get. In the series, in the regular split between these two teams, it was FPX winning those early games, and importantly, Doctum and Life managing to win out the 2v2 bot lane, and then AL coming back later on into the game. AL completely booked that trend in game number 1. We'll see if they can keep it up.
FPX have so many avenues to play the game. They're Renekton, the Aurora, AD in the jungle for Milky Way as well. It's been a worry whether he makes it to Worlds or not, and now on a champion that he has made a name on. Alongside that Kindred as well, he has the chance to turn the tides around. Can AL keep him tracked in that early game over again and shut him down?
He's certainly got a champion that can take over a game. JDG waiting in the wings, watching with glee as AL won game number 1. Their hopes rest in AL's pocket, as if FPX wins this, JDG will be out of the running for regional finals. But FunPlus Phoenix, they're not worried about JDG, they're worried about their own skins as they enter game number 2.
敌军还有30秒到达战场，碾碎他们！剑刃狂澜！
Milky Way on Viego. It's definitely a different look from the farming junglers that we sort of know him for. However, Viego has definitely been one of the picks he's very happy to fall back to. He's a player that's willing to play 100 different picks in the jungle. And it's a pick that can set up... Wait a second. Yeah, that's ZDZ in the top lane.
Yeah, ZDZ is picking up Aurora again. I actually love this. They're locking in the Aurora. They swap it towards the top side of the map. I feel like this is a much better matchup for Aurora because she can definitely abuse the fact that Kennen is a squishier champion. Play that range effect as well and care onto this Renekton and Ale, though. Wait, they swapped on the swap!
Yeah, I mean, look,
AL are just too clever.
If Care's going to play the Renekton and ZDZ takes the Aurora, then AL are like, okay, well, you know, Shanks can play top, Ale can play mid. It's fine. We'll still get the matchups that we want for ourselves. As Croco, once again, starts the game with an invade on the enemy jungle.
You know what? Something's changed, which is potentially the jungler and the top players swapping around lanes. Some things remain the same much, which is Croco taking things that are not supposed to be his. Entire chicken camp, and now the Grugs right there have been started by Croco Life. He's gonna show some resistance as Milky Way's on his way too.
Oh, Life's Aftershock just took like all of the small Krugs there. That's pretty huge. As Croco now going to be exhausted. Life goes in to try and set up the play. Croco still surviving as Hope gets his Qs out. Milky Way joins into the fray, and he's going to look for his first reset of the game. Croco so low on HP, still has that flash as Hope now engaged upon. Has to cleanse to keep himself alive as in they go. Milky Way low though, and it's first blood for Hope instead. Kyle low, Doctum and Hope still going strong, and Hope has found 2, Hope has found 3, Hope has found the lead.
And hope was lost for FPX in this 3 versus 3. Disastrous moment for FPX and AL yet again with the tracking, invading early on, forcing the hand of FPX in a very disadvantageous fight. Croco again with an incredible level 1 invade, and let's watch this one more time. Croco with the level 2, Milky Way is on his way, but look at this, the exhaust is gonna go down onto Croco, but Milky Way is not around to put down the damage. The exhaust goes down, but no one's putting any damage down onto Croco. Life overextends, gets exhausted, and constantly you have Hope with super long range, poking down everyone with the Qs as well.
Hang on a second.
What?
Alan just finds a solo kill in the mid lane. ZDZ is going to go down as well. It's an absolute diff across the map. AL are massacring FPX.
FPX in shambles right here. Croco.
No.
Milky Way might find actually a return here.
He does have his flash though, and Ala's moving over. I don't know if Milky Way wins these. Flash away from Croco, and Care flashed for the play as well. Ala just gets a bit of poke on the way out. FPX are being destroyed by AL.
Ooh, that is a very, very hard game already for FPX. 2,000 gold up for AL, and Croco gets to dictate the pace of the map yet again. Now a quick reminder right here, sure, Viego is a farming champion, but Lilia is still the faster clearing champion between the two. So Croco pulling up that level 1 has resulted in 1,000 gold lead down that bot lane. You see the tier already stacking an extra longsword plus boots.
Yeah, I mean,
this Ezreal is going to be so damn safe.
When the enemy Ezreal not only has an item advantage with a tier on top, like, you know that it's just doomed. Care moves up to the top side here. ZDZ will switch with him and try and move to the mid lane, but they're going to miss a wave in the mid lane for this one, I think. Alice should be able to crash that. And in the meantime, Croco has moved into Milky Way's jungle to smite away the Krugs. Milky Way now being bullied as a threat of a potential dive. I don't know if they'll go for this one, really.
Oh, this is so frustrating to play for FPX. I think Croco has been so oppressive in the jungle, man. He's not letting Milky Way breathe, and that's a very good read versus FPX. We said how he is their star, pinning him down. Let's watch this one more time. Tags him up.
I love how long he waits for the... Yeah.
He just walks up to get the Q.
Holds the W for ages to make sure that he can guarantee the follow-up on the stun.
Oh, and then ZDZ a little bit too far forward. That wave was pushing onto him, but a little bit of overextension right there. Gets punished in all 3 lanes, losing at the same time
God.
in AL. And looking for a dive.
It's not getting any better, is it? ZDZ's here and he's level 6. This could be huge. Actually, FPX have a chance to turn this game around. Hope trying to escape with his life as KL will fall. FPX get to and finally answer some of this early game.
A little bit over eager right there from AL. Again, one of their big qualities is that they make plays that are very informed due to their vision control. There was no vision control around this play. It was just, we see champions, we poke them down, let's dive them. FPX, a great answer right there, Shanks. Shanks.
Not like this. Shanks gets his shield and eradicates Care. 2 solo deaths back to back for Care. The surprise pick with Care on the Renekton, and it's fallen flat on its face.
Man, Care has died to the top laner 1v1. Care has died to the mid laner 1v1. He cannot catch a break. Shanks now 2-0, 500 gold up. And Croco is going to start yet again those void grabs. AL very firmly in the lead and controlling the pace of that game still, and I'm getting very scared here. An accelerated Ezreal, an accelerated...
Oh, Croco.
Accelerated Jonas, Milky Way, did he get that?
No, Croco got the smite there, and importantly, waited for Milky Way to like commit in before smiting to maybe then look for a pick on Milky Way. Backs away in the end, but Ala was level 7. Slicing Maelstrom available. It's always worth looking. What happened here, Care? Like, this is just... You're in playoffs, man.
Oh, he gets the bouncy house with the Q3 into the ultimate, and of course
Why
the
didn't he use
snapback.
Dominus? He had his ult the whole time. I mean, triple MVP in previous series against TT, and then, you know, these 2 games back to back. It's just not good, is it? It's just not what you want to see.
I feel like Care was a player that we did put a magnifying glass on coming into this series. He absolutely popped off, like you said, in the TT series. However, his spring and summer were not necessarily that incredible in terms of performance, and I feel like a lot of FPX's struggles stemmed from the fact that their mid lane was struggling in a very mid lane centric meta with all those 80 carries going on to his hands. And I feel like Care had a resurgence in the TT series and he looked really incredibly strong. However, right here, especially versus Shanks, he has been struggling. And sure, it's not necessarily only on the 1v1s versus Shanks.
Yeah.
Croco had a lot to do with that game number 1. However, here he has fallen to Ala, and he's fallen to Shanks. He's lost to both the solo lanes.
I do think, like, part of this is not just down to Care. It's also down to, like, the decision to play this Renekton mid, right? This doesn't feel like a pick that he knows particularly well, especially the kill from Ala. Ala literally just outlaned him. Ala's played this matchup 1,000 times. Like, did you really expect Care to be able to win that 1v1? Like, I know that this draft would have been calculated, but man, are FPX bad at maths.
Oh my god, the -1 as well. Add insult to injury right there. Care needs to shake off the nerves, if there are any. Head back into the game. I'll agree with you. You know, Ala picked the cannon into the Renekton, thinking that this is going to be going towards the top side of the map. However, it was taken away by Care. They wanted the range versus range towards the top side of the map to try and get ZDZ on that Aurora ahead. ZDZ who's had some fantastic games early on in the season, onto things like the Twisted Fate, trying to carry, but can he carry on a 1 versus 2?
ZDZ is 2 levels down here as he tries to make the play, and Croco moves up to the top side. Okay, Flash keeps him safe. I don't think ZDZ can really chase for anything here, so at least manages to survive the play. It cost him his ultimate, it cost him his Flash. Should have TP back up again in a second, so should be able to rejoin the top side and won't miss this wave.
However, he's going to be flashless. The top side of the map, Ala does have flash, Croco does as well. They want to swap Shanks one more time towards the top side of the map. He does have flash too, so a very, very vulnerable Aurora on the top side of the map. I wonder if they're going to swap him back towards that mid lane. Keep ZDZ a little bit safer, I would say, having Renekton towards the top side. He has flash, he has Dominus available to him. Does have the TP as well. If they want to play for a bot lane play, nope, it's going to be Care TPing back onto that mid lane. ZDZ heading back top. And as you can see, Croco is going to be heading slowly but surely towards the top of the map yet again. We'll take that scout grab and potentially look for an opportunity around that mid lane, because void grabs are spawning in about 30 seconds. Yeah. And you know damn well that AL love taking saddling turrets, so void grabs will definitely help with that.
And it does just feel like, kind of disappointingly for FPX, a lot of this is down to just differences in laning phases, differences in being able to take these early skirmishes. The fact that AL are winning out these early skirmishes, something that FPX have thrived in the past, really just makes it so difficult to... Honestly, I'm running out of belief that FPX can fight back in this series with how these early games have gone in both games. I feel like Croco is just running the map. Milky Way doesn't get a look in.
Shanks forced to flash out. See Milky Way a little bit too far forward. Croco is going to find Milky Way, but look at that damage. He took like a fifth of his health in one spell. They're gonna pull down Ale as well. Does have the flash. Flash onto Cannon could be very, very dangerous. ZDZ cannot even walk up.
RFPX wanting to fight this. Life tries to find a play on Ale, but Ale flashes away from it. Kael just zoning everyone as Croco clearing away through these grubs in the meantime. A lot of AoE damage with these solo laners as well. And that is just going to be 6 grubs for AL once again. Just like game number 1, they get the first Drake and they get 6 grubs. Second Drake is a minute and a half away, so they can set up for that next objective. This is complete and utter control from AL. Honestly, from AL, this is absolutely beautiful League of Legends that we're witnessing.
Absolutely, and especially since you see the history of the team, right? They took over from Rogue Warriors that had not made playoffs. They literally missed playoffs in spring for one game. The flash!
Flash for the stun. Can they find Shanks? Care low on HP, and Shanks forced to flash away. He gets into the brush, but I don't think he gets away with this one. Doctor will flash to finish the job. Shanks still going somehow. Yone is definitely a champion, but Dogdom will take him down and get a shutdown to boot. Oh no.
Oh, Milky Way.
In the meantime, Croco just finishes off another Milky Way falls.
Great pick right there from FPX. Hold on.
It's a good cleanse from Doctum, but do they have anything left in the tank? Hope is trying to chase for more as the stun comes on in, and Doctum will fall. Life has nowhere to go. A TP from a teammate. ZDZ joins the fray, but Life has already gone down, and ZDZ can't really get in. Hope's on the wrong side of things, though. ZDZ hitting onto Kael. Hope is trying to clear this minion wave right now as he gets some damage onto Care. ZDZ, and now a TP from Ala, as you said. Care, low on HP, and Hope will finish the job. ZDZ can't even get a singular kill as Hope gets them all. AL are diffing FPX.
On top of their game, you saw Ale pressuring that top side. He took the turret plating, he took his sweet time on the top side, takes the turret plating, backs onto the base, knows that Kael and Hope can buy him time to TP into this play. Doesn't even need his ultimate right here. Bullies Doctum out of lane. AL are just the better team on the Rift today. Unfortunately, these first 2 games, FPX looks so lost, and I feel like a lot of the magic from FPX was how...
Yeah.
All right, making your way fast with the Skullcrab can also work, Shanks. But the whole magic of FPX was Milky Way. Playing his weird, unconventional picks when everyone else was playing Sejuani, Maokai, Xin Zhao, Brawlers. He was playing the Kindred, the Diegos, the Lee Sins. He was playing all of those characters, bringing in the Nidalees. And FPX cannot necessarily just only rely on that. However, Ale...
He's almost got his ult up again in 3 seconds' time. Care is trying to chase him down, but Ale's dangerous at this point. Oh, true shot nearly hits onto Dogdom. Nice try there. As Care forced away. If Dogdom goes for the ult there, he will die. I guarantee it. Doesn't commit in the end. Ale walks away.
Don't do it, Dogdom. I feel like that's what every single one of us was thinking. It was a bait all along. Let's watch this one more time. That's what happened towards the top side of the map. So Ale is gonna take down CZ, and Milky Way comes into this fight, but you're coming in under level, mate. It's 3 levels down from Milky Way. Croco arrives. They pull the ultimate under the tower, and even though he gets that level 8, it's just not quite enough. There's too much damage and resources coming in from AL. One more time, FPX are trying to contest.
This would be a sad way for the FPX story to end, and they don't want it to end here. They find a pick onto Croco. They find themselves a Herald. A reset for Milky Way as Shanks is caught within the circle. He's between worlds, and now he's between the members of FPX as well. That's 2, and FPX finally fight back.
FPX finally finds something on the Rift. AL, a very uncharacteristic mistake. They've got Ale down the bot lane again. It happened in game 1. We're out. Milky Way, we're revoking his license. That's fair. But Ale showing up again bot lane without the TP. Remember, he just TP'd in that previous skirmish that we saw down the bot lane. Oh, the flash.
Okay, attempt on Hope. This is a chance here to snowball. Hope solo on HP. In goes Kael to try and save his AD carry, but Hope sniped down by Doctum. And Kael might be the next on the chopping block. A TP behind them coming through from Shanks as he looks to try and answer for his bot lane's death. And answer he will. Kael still falls. It's 2 for Doctum, but Shanks wants to answer in kind. 2 for him as life. Trying to survive, but Milky Way's on the way over as well. And in the meantime, Allah's underneath the tower. He's taken a tier 2, and he looked for care as well. Life just about gets away with exactly that, and Milky Way won't be so lucky. Shanks is everywhere. He is the executioner for AL.
Shanks TPs in, saves a play from Kael and Hope. Overextended down the mid lane. FPX see the opportunity, they dive on it. Got a couple of kills onto Doctum. Doctum is the only shining light, the only ray of sun in this very dark tunnel that FPX are traveling through right now. 6 kills onto that Kai'Sa. Potentially, if you get a few more in, that there's many squishy members onto AL. And Kai'Sa can very easily work into assassinating the backline if anyone gets overextended. AL right there, overextended down the mid lane. Again, back to back. Very uncharacteristic mistakes coming through from AL. Hope has no mana. He has no mana. Has to commit his flash, and Doctum absolutely destroys him diving into that backline. Snipes him with the W as well. And then it's just a Leona. You see Ale tipping into that play. Of course, or Shanks tipping into that play. But with his dying breath, Doctum will queue through Kael and take him down.
And I think we're seeing there, like, how FPX won their series against TT, right? When you do make a mistake, they will try and punish. But the thing is, they're so far behind at this point that it's really difficult to punish the enemy team. Because, yeah, you got Hope and Kael, but Shanks gets 2 kills, and Ala gets a tier 2 on the bottom side still, you know? Like, it's not really a punish. It's kind of just, I'd say, an even trade. It's actually a positive trade for AL. You know, I like the attempt, and speaking of attempts, 5 members from FPX trying to move into their own... I mean, this is the level of commitment it takes at 18 minutes just to get towards their red buff. If that doesn't show you how far AL are ahead, I don't know what will. Shanks, in the meantime, was forced to flash up towards the mid lane.
Took his QSS away as well. Very nice pick right there from Life. Was looking with ZDZ. ZDZ, which usually when FPX wins games, he is part of that success.
Yeah.
We've seen them on a lot of those carries. However, here he has not necessarily worked with Aurora. Different build in game 2 on that Aurora, gone for the Rod of Ages. A little bit more of a tanky build, if you will. A little bit more durable in these terms. Doctum taking all this hurt.
Thank you hits. I think it's a kill. There we go. Solar Flare forces the flash. Doctum low on HP. Hope not with the true shot.
Oh, Shanks.
Oh, Shanks is hunting. Has his ultimate available. Wants to seal their fates, but won't find his target. Life happy to block that one and save his AD carry. Now a TP from ZDZ. He wants to join the fray. He wants to impact this game, but I don't think he'll find a chance. It's a TP into nowhere from nowhere.
Doctum had just lost his flash. He had no mana, he had no HP, sorry, to play with, and that was a flank TP to fight when your AD carry is not there and Care has no TP, and he was trying to stop the wave push by Ale towards the boats of the map. Very, very miscoordinated plays from FPX. I would say desperation plays, trying to get anything done on the map. Look at the level disparity. It was 3 levels difference, only 2 now, between Ale and ZDZ. 2 levels difference between the junglers as well. That top side of the map has not necessarily done very well for FPX. If anything, I feel like all the swaps around and missing creeps and minions and waves on the swaps back and forth to mid lane and top lane. Now, they've seen everyone from FPX walk up. They walked through that tri-burst right there, which was warded by AL. So they know exactly. And Shanks,
they know.
I look to bait
Question mark? Yeah, Shanks is here.
They have to know. They saw Doctum walk up.
Rocker moves up. He's looking at the wave. There we go. Ward in, but they've still walked close enough. And Shanks is going to go down surely. Tries to survive, but he's down. There's a reset. And this is the chance. Doctum, though, has gone too deep. And Ala answers on the bottom side of the play, but he goes down as Hope tries to get involved. FPX, even though AL knew the play was coming, they still go straight into it.
AL, you knew they were there. You saw Doctum walk up. Where do you think he went? There is no way. There's no tier 1 top lane tower. An enemy AD carry with 0 summoners walks up to that top lane. And and then he disappears. Where do you think everyone else is? AL, again, they've made so many uncharacteristic mistakes in FPX. We've mentioned how fast they are at capitalizing onto these mistakes. The champions they have are more than happy scaling the Viego, the Kai'Sa, capitalize onto these mistakes. You see, instantly engaging onto Shanks. Shanks doesn't even have a chance to use his ultimate right there, ends up just dropping. By the time Ali's in this fight, he has to walk out.
And you know, 2 for 3 at the end of the day. There's some answer there for AL, but great to see FPX. And honestly, they did this kind of stuff against TT. They stacked brushes against TT to find ways back into the game. They're trying the same strategy again.
TT didn't know.
I mean, yeah, I guess AL maybe were trying to catch after a base had finished or something. I can't really understand why they go for that base
Because you saw
check.
KL, he used his W, walked up to the bush, tried to bait them. But like, why do you think a Leona is walking towards the top lane brush with W up? They know that you know that they know that you know.
Yeah.
AL got caught in all the you knows they know, and
Yeah.
they didn't know that they were weaker if they get engaged on like this. Now AL have to be careful. Still have 7,000 gold lead, a pretty hefty lead 22 minutes in. However, if they keep making the same mistakes, one Viego, Reset Doctum has accumulated 7 kills for himself, going straight towards an AP item as well. This poke is going to start hurting from Kai'Sa if you keep giving kills over to Doctum.
Well, I'm amazed Doctum's in this game, honestly, with how the early game went, how the lane started for him. Being able to sweep up a few of these kills in the mid game has been phenomenal, and to be honest, he's pretty much the hope for FPX because this Renekton in the mid lane simply doesn't exist at this point in the game. I mean, I guess he does, you know, he's got a Black Cleaver. He actually sets up for Doctum a little bit, but Chaos had a really tough time of it, and I think ZDZ, you know, he was somewhat of a ray of hope for FPX when he joined this roster. It felt like maybe this could button up some of the issues that the team was having, and these drafts have been centered around getting ZDZ Aurora, but every single time, it feels like AL have just had the answer. They've not let him participate in the play. The TP play in the mid game as well, just sort of falling apart. And he's 3-3-3 now. His Rod of Ages is stacking. He will still exist later on in the game. Like, Aurora's not a champion that falls off, so we'll see if the game can go long enough for ZDZ to have more of an impact, but my goodness. It's been a tough one to watch if you're an FPX fan at home. AL, Shanks, is he going to get caught by this? The recall is being channeled by Life, and he does commit, so Shanks will be safe. Drake coming up in a minute, though, Trouble, and that's Soul for AL if they get it.
Now, here's the thing. Shank's been in the top lane. It's pretty safe for him, especially when he sees Care. Care doesn't have TP for the time being. And, you know, 1 versus 1, he beats ZDZ and he beats Care as well. Care is a Renekton 24 minutes in without the second item. You do not have a Stare, which allows you to stay alive a little bit longer. FPX are starting Baron on top of Vision. And AL are moving straight in FPX realize. And we'll back off for the time being, but you said it, 27 seconds for the next dragon is going to be Soul for AL. FPX needs some sort of setup right there, which they're not allowed to have.
There's absolutely no vision down there for the side of FPX either. AL will now clear vision in the top side, using that Rift Scuttler, the Void Scuttler even. And AL, they're just going to look for a fight. Kael just charges in, ult slammed down, and FPX removed from the situation. AL, they're done with the shenanigans. They're done with the brush baits. They are here to win the game.
Come on, guys. Stop bullying the Renekton, man. He doesn't even have a second item to his name. He's a very, very poor Crocodile right here. Care has not been having a great series, and FPX has been struggling due to that. Again, reminder how important mid laners are, not in this series, but in particular in the current meta that's happening in AL. Off of that pick, are going to secure themselves Soul Point. Remember how we said Kai'Sa's accelerating? She's got the 3 items. She's going to start building more AP, lots of poke. Well, they just got Ocean Soul.
Yep.
They don't care about your poke. They're going to be healing you up.
It's brutal. It's absolutely brutal. Great engage from Kael. Solar Flare comes in. Care literally doesn't even get to press a button before he goes down. Just gets one shot. I mean, AL, they're so good with a lead. We're only 25 minutes in. It's an 8,000 gold lead. They've got Soul, and they're, I mean, at this point, a shoe-in to get Baron as well. Like, I know we've just been talking all day now about how good AL are, but when the games look like this, I don't know what else to say. it's the end of the Milky Way story, it feels like, unless they find some kind of miracle. But that is really what they're looking for at this point.
FPX, I find it really hard to walk in and set down some vision as well. They're putting Care all alone down that bot lane, trying to get some XP, some CS, some gold, some items. Now they know that Baron has not been started. It's going to be cleared now. And they're going to try to potentially pull Care's TP into this fight. But it's not even a bait at this point. Like, even if FPX tried to fight them 5 versus 5, they will just take it.
I mean, they do it so fast. With a Yone there, with an Ezreal, with a Lilia. It's not like they're short on damage. Look at this.
Back to back.
It's free. It's absolutely free. Kael just sits on the front line, and with Ocean Soul, he doesn't even take damage. There's a sleep on Milky Way as well. Oh my god, from bad to worse for FPX. He's burning. The Liandry's finishes the job. ZDZ tries to threaten the backline, but Hope eats towards him. In the meantime, Kael has gone down. Maybe a chance for FPX to find something, but Hope is 1v1ing the enemy top laner as the rest of AL barrel down the mid lane. This could not be more one-sided if it tried. Hope is he's on cooldown, can't quite finish this one off.
He still wants it. He's looking. He's going to aim forward. That's another Q that misses, but hey, his sights are on the tower whilst AL are taking mid lane inhibitor. Again, another fight that went south for FP. Care had no time to reset right there. He just had to TP into this fight and try to help his team. By the time he got there, it was too late. Milky Way was already dead, and again, FPX are not on the same page this entire game. I understand how important the Sterak's is for Renekton, even though he's super far behind. It just allows him that little bit more time onto that front line to potentially get a reset for Viego, allow Aurora a little bit more damage, Doctum to dive into the backline. I understand the importance of having the item, but you need to back sooner. If your team is calling to play for the Baron, you do not have time. As you look on your minimaps right now, he's resetting as the fight is starting, and FPX gets tagged by Lilia right there. Coco will instantly pull the ultimate, and by that time, Bakir joins the fight. Milky Way's already dead.
Croco finishes the job there. I think that was the sleep that went through to actually re-proc Liandry's and finish the job, but as Kael goes in, I mean, it's a good re-engage from Life there, forces the Zhonya's out from Croco. Means Kael's gone a bit too deep by himself, but again, these tiny little things are not enough to make a difference at this point. We've got to see something truly magical from the side of FPX. I mean, ZDZ 2 items at this point. Doctum is huge. If Doctum can get onto the backline, maybe find an assassination onto Hope or something, not entirely sure he wins the 1v1 at this point, though, because Hope is just pretty huge in his own right, let's be honest. And again, FPX, you know, so good against TT, such a fun series to watch. But at the end of the day, AL are here to prove that they are a contender. They are here to prove that they deserve to go to the World Championship. And right now, I don't think there's even a conversation to be had between these two teams. ZDZ disagrees. But I think ZDZ's wrong as he's sent back to the fountain. AL, slow and steady, wins the race. And I say that at 29 minutes. It's not that slow. But they're quite happy to go without a fight. Ocean Soul used effectively. Life forced out of the play as Care will find himself a fifth death for the game. Allah sets them apart. The lightning comes down and FPX fall. The Phoenix is singed, to say the very least.
AL are showing an incredible read on FPX. Shutting down Milky Way every single game. On level 1, invading, getting the faster jungler. I don't know if it's that you have to get Croco off of the Lilia, because then he's going to jump straight into something like the Brand and do the same thing to you. He's going to jump back up, maybe even onto his Karth, as he doesn't feel that threatened on it. You've got Nidalee in there as well if you want to play it, but something needs to change on FPX. Make your games easier. I feel like putting Care onto this Renekton, AL swapping onto you, just get your games easier. Put ZDZ onto something like the K'Sante. Pay attention onto getting Milky Way through that early game. It's just, so far, it's just not working out. Nothing's working out. Yeah. Neither the lanes, not the tracking, not the vision control, not the skirmishes, nothing. They rely on enemy team making mistakes, and it's not always going to be handed to you.
I mean, They've just got to sack off this Aurora top now. Like 2 times in a row and it not working. This is playoffs. This is your last chance now. Maybe try something else. We're going to jump to a break and find out if AL could just finish this one and clean. I mean, imagine if AL just 3-0s this. What a statement they will make as they enter playoffs. We're going to jump to break and then we'll find out.